Hey, what's up guys? Back by popular demand, I'm going to be talking about car camping and the room mode with this 2021 Toyota Rav4 Prime. I love this feature, and in this video I'm going to cover it all again. I touched on it on a previous video, but you guys still want to know more, so I'm going to cover exactly how to do it start to finish and how room mode works in your new Toyota Rav4 Prime. So my car's back there behind me, charging at a mom's grocery store in Frederick, Maryland. This is actually one of my favorite stops. I've been here before. There used to be a DC fast charger there, but it's actually gone. So now it's just two level 2 chargers, which is fine for me. That's all I wanted. So I'll show you guys how I plugged it in, how everything's working once I get back to the car. But for now, I'm gonna walk around here. I'm gonna try to find some food. It's a little late. It's Halloween time, as you can tell. You can see they have some decorations here behind me. But I'm on the way home from meeting up with Kyle from Out of Spec Motoring. We had a great time racing around his track, had a ton of fun, but it's time to go home. So I'm gonna try to find some food. It's rainy, cold, so we're gonna put room mode to the test tonight because I'm definitely gonna need some heat. But we'll do that as soon as I get back to the car. Maybe I can find some food. It looks like everything is closed, so it doesn't look like maybe I will be eating tonight, which is fine because I have plenty of reserves. But we'll get back to the car here in a minute. Well, I'm back to the car. I barely made it to a Chipotle. They closed at 10 and it is 10:01. But thankfully I got a burrito, so that's something. So here I am at the charging station. It's funny, I actually looked at the charging station on PlugShare, and there's a picture of my RAV4 and T-Rex here at the DC charger that used to be right here. But if you're watching my channel, you already know how to plug in a car, but so you can see the car is already plugged in, and the next step is to go inside and hit the power button on the car to turn the car on, and then we're going to select room mode. So I'll show you that right now. All right, here we are inside the car. All you do is put your foot on the brake pedal, hit the power button, and yes, maintenance required. I'm at just over 5,000 miles, so I got to rotate my tires. Activate room mode, and you use the left joystick right here, and you just tap OK. And I don't know why that message comes up, because the climate control system will work. I guess it just gives you that warning just in case you're dumb and you want to leave your kids in the car or something. So at this point you can set your climate controls to whatever you like. I'm going to leave them at 70. That seems like it'd be fine. Right now, let's see, what is it outside? 46 degrees outside, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot colder. This screen here shows a charge level. The yellow arrow pointing up is how much energy is being used, and the green arrow pointing down is how much energy is going into the battery pack. The green arrow on the right is physically larger, and that's just because it's showing that more current is going into the battery pack that is coming out to power the radio and controls and all that kind of stuff. It'd be really nice if they did a better job, maybe actually showing some real numbers or something. That would be pretty neat, but instead we have big and small arrows. We don't need the wipers going on, so we'll turn those off. I'm also going to turn off the headlights. Yeah, so now those are off. I just moved that on the lever right here. It's hard to show you. All right, so those are off. I can turn off my phone because I'm not going to need that anymore. All of the outlets will still work in room mode, which is very cool. Right now I have my tablet sitting here. I'll get that out of the way. Let me turn the light on in here, see if that'll help. Your outlet here and your USB here are both going to work. Same thing with the outlet all the way in the rear of the car. Also your USBs that are right down here in the back of the center console, those are also going to work. So you'll have plenty of power for whatever device you need for the night to watch stuff. However, you should keep in mind that the only way to get music to the radio is to use the USB that's here underneath the radio. The USB plugs here in the center console or in the rear of the center console, none of those send data to the car's radio. So if you want to listen to your iPad or whatever you're using on the car speakers, you have to have a long USB cable, and you have to plug into the USB cable up here. But that's it for the setup. All of these lights here on the dash, unfortunately, do stay on. I think you could turn off the display on the radio if you wanted to, but so far in my experience, it hasn't bothered me whatsoever. You can see I've got my pillows and my head is going to be right here, and I'm not going to see any of these lights up here in the front at all. But I think that's it. I'm going to get settled in. I'll have a little bit of my late dinner, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like in the back. Well, fortunately and unfortunately, this place is lit up like a Christmas tree, so sleeping might be difficult. There also seems to be a lot of cars that are using this road right here to go into this huge plaza. Hopefully that slows down. I don't think the lights are going off, but at least you know it's safe, at least in this location. But that's always something to think about when you're doing some car camping somewhere. And if you guys follow my channel, you'll remember one of my complaints with this was that there was no button on the inside of the vehicle for you to get out this way. So I did make that video that shows you guys how to add a button in here. So I'm very thankful I have that. I'm going to be able to use that today for the first time. And I need to clean up my bed area, but that's what it looks like. So I'm going to climb on in and get some sleep. Hopefully you guys can see me all right. This is kind of a weird angle. But another thing I love about the setup is that you have quite a bit of room all around you. This is definitely taller than my old Tesla Model X that I also did some car camping in. So far I've been really happy with this. And my button is right over there. Actually, you can use my toe. There's my door coming down. That's nice. And the reason I had to add that button, I did talk about it in the video in which I showed you how to add that button, but the reason I had to add that is that your remote will not work when the car is on. So you cannot use your remote to lock or unlock the car, and you cannot use that remote to pop open or close this door. So that was disappointing. It'd be so convenient if that would actually work. There's even like a perfect little shelf here at the window on both sides that would fit the remote perfectly, but unfortunately that just doesn't work that way, so that's why I added this button. And again, I'll just push the button. Well, my button's not working. What is up with that? That sucks. I'll have to go, I'm gonna get out and see what's going on. And again, the reason why you want this to work, why you want to be able to get it in and out of here when you're car camping, is because it's really inconvenient to get through the doors when you have your pillows here, the air mattress and stuff. I'm kind of a big guy, and it'd be much easier if I can use that door. And I don't know why that button isn't working. So let me try to get out of here. Probably open the door first. Swing my fat ass around. Yeah, not as convenient. All right, what is going on? All right, so that works. I just push the button right there. And that's the button I tapped into, or that's the wires that I tapped into anyway. So that's still working. Now I'll test my button again, see what's going on. Okay. So the button's still working. So that closes it. Huh, now it's working. So I push it down. Stop it. And now it goes up. Okay, so that's working. Why did it not work when I was in there? All right, I'm gonna get back in there and check it out again. Well, this is really ridiculous, but the button does not work when the door is closed, which is the whole reason for needing this button. So I imagine it's because the button I tapped into is on the bottom side of that door, and you cannot access that button when the door is closed. So Toyota must be, they programmed it so that that button will not work because it's not accessible when the door is closed. But there is another button on the outside of the car that I could tap into. So I guess I'm gonna have to modify that last video I made or post a new one. And I'm gonna have to have like a rocker switch, I think, where pressing down is gonna close it and pressing up is gonna open it. And I'm gonna have to tap into both of those buttons. Man, I was ready to go to sleep, but now my mind's going to be thinking about that, and I'll have to figure out a solution and work on that for a future video. Oh well, yeah, I'll have to figure that part out. I'm definitely open and honest with you guys. When I fail, I let you guys know about it, don't I? Also, another thing I wanted to mention before I let you guys go, you probably want to set your heater controls so that hot air, cold air comes out of the vents instead of having it down at your feet or defrost up towards the window. You'll feel the air conditioning or heating back here more if you have it coming out of the vents. So definitely select that option before you come over here, because it's really not too easy to get up there and reach up there and hit anything once you're back here. And that actually reminds me, in that last video where I showed you guys how to add this button, somebody commented and said, why don't you just hit the release button to the left of the steering wheel? And from this position, it is extremely difficult / impossible to reach up there and hit that button. So from here, it's pretty far and pretty hard to get to. Yes, in an emergency, you could hit that button, but it's not convenient whatsoever. So to answer that question, yes, that button up at the dash is gonna work, but it's pretty far away. Maybe if you keep a stick in here, you can reach up there and hit it, but that's why I don't use that button up there, the dash, and I wanted something back here. But I think that's about it for this segment. I'll report back in the morning and let you guys know how I slept back here. Good morning, guys. I slept really, really well. There was a little bit of early morning traffic. I heard a garbage man and some delivery drivers, but I was finally woken up by a leaf blower. So this is a really busy area, but I did sleep very well. One thing that I forgot to do when I got in here is move the seats forward. I'm about 6'1", and I ended up sleeping in the fetal position a little bit, which was fine. I still slept very well, but I forgot to move these seats forward, and that would have given me a little bit more room, because last time I did this, I was able to fully stretch out with the seats forward. Oh well, it was no big deal. And with the back door not working as I planned, I didn't feel like climbing out the side door and moving those seats, so I didn't. But that's all for the update. I'm gonna crawl out of here. So now I'm here in the front of the car, and I just wanted to show you guys how to stop room mode. And all you have to do is touch the power button, and it's gonna turn off. And the thing is, the car is not fully charged. When you're charging the car in room mode, it doesn't actually take it all the way up. I'm editing this video right now, and I'm realizing that I did a really poor job explaining this little segment. So I wanted to clarify. With any EV, as the charge gets more towards the top, it does taper down. Doesn't matter if it's a Tesla or Kona or a plug-in hybrid. With all of them, it's going to taper as it gets towards the top end. Each battery manufacturer is going to have a little bit of a buffer on the top. In this case, with Toyota, they seem to have about a 10% buffer, which is more than most. So 100% full is actually around 90% full. As it gets closer to that number, it tapers down from 15 amps to around 3 amps is what I've seen. However, while charging in room mode, I've noticed that in the morning when I wake up, it is only charging at 0.88 amps. So extremely, extremely slow. And it seems to keep the battery right around 80%. So when you wake up in the morning after car camping and you still want a full charge, you will need to turn off room mode, and then the car will begin charging at a higher speed, even though, again, it is a tapered speed. So you'll probably be getting 3 amps instead of 0.88 amps. As you can see on the battery gauge here on the display, it says time to fully charge is 40 minutes, even though that is rarely accurate. I think it fully charged in about 20 minutes. I know it's kind of confusing. Hopefully that might have helped clarify a little bit. All right, what else do I want to cover? Oh yeah, regarding the switch problem, I think I might just run a wire all the way up over to this and connect to the wires here behind this switch here. I'll have to do some more testing when I get home, but this switch does work when the car is turned on or off, so maybe I can use this switch as a trigger instead. It might just be easier to run a wire from that switch up there and run it all the way to the back, but I'll have to do some more experimentation on that. So sorry I was wrong. Sorry that I thought that easy little fix was gonna solve the problem, but I'll keep working on it and I'll get you guys a solution. But I think that's it, guys. I'm gonna go inside this IHOP right here. I'm gonna brush my teeth, have some breakfast, use the bathroom, and head home. But that's it. I hope this helped you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.